2021 National Summit Forum for Ethnic Nationalities of Niger Delta held in Bayelsa, Yanagwa. The objective of the summit to address the challenges in the region to a proper directions and unity. It is also said that the Niger Delta has a regional identity needs to be recognized.
It is important to state here that the Niger Delta region is faced with a challenge of group identity of nationalities. FEND is a coalition of ethnic nationalities of Niger Delta region, bonded by shared interests for peace, justice, fairness, and united against all forms of internal colonization, oppression, and derogation by the Nigerian state.
The convener, Barrister Dotimi Kasta Tawari, in his remarks, emphasized on the way forward in the Niger Delta.
The surreptitious attempt to smuggle the National Water Resources Bill into the National Assembly and the nonchalance of the Niger Delta representatives, but for the vigilance of a member of the House from Benue State, that bill would have been passed, and that would have been another problem.
Now, in the bill, while they have focused on surface water, they have decided to forget about groundwater completely. Now, here I have a map of the groundwater regions of Nigeria. These are the groundwater regions of Nigeria. You can see that the hydrological areas don't coincide.
Nevertheless, we have seen that the bill and heard that the bill had been also smuggled into the National Assembly, and we also are aware of the Honorable Minister for Water Resources unrelenting effort to ensure that the bill is passed. This also is a threat to our existence as peoples of Niger Delta. FEND therefore rejects all forms of territorial usurpation by any of our neighbors, whether to the east or to the far west. We must work together and forge an identity that is unique to the Niger Delta. I want to appeal to members of the fourth rank to please cross-check. There was nothing like new Avengers attacking a Nigerian Navy facility. That was wrong. This, we found out, was just a simulation by the Nigerian Navy. We are peaceful. We love ourselves and we want to work together.
And interactive sections, questions and answers.
The Nigerian political culture is such that it defies every meaning of the word democracy as conceptualized by the Greeks. Today, if you look at the Nigerian political culture, it's basically not about democracy, but it's about plutocracy. A government that is put together only for the wealthy persons within society. We are equally concerned about the level of environmental degradation, especially as it affects the people of the Niger Delta. That we are gathered here today is something that is essentially driven by the environmental troubles that we have faced as a people. You must be involved in political engineering, looking through all the entire processes of who represents us. Change our political culture. We must change our political styles to the extent that we have a renewed approach for electing those that will be relied upon as our leaders. Our leaders don't care for us because we have a terrible political culture that brings them into place. Corruption has eaten them up. Corruption has made it practically impossible for the very objectives of that institution to be attained. Once in a while they mobilize us, let's protest. Why is Abuja doing this? It is we that have been giving up to Abuja to use our own persons against us as far as the interventionist agencies are concerned. If you have the full feeling that you are a Niger Delta person, if you are someone to Abuja, why didn't you tell them that it is not what our people want? You'll be so shocked that you want a contract in NDDC, you need one Malam Shehu to sign a paper for you to come back there to be able to have the contract. And when Malam Shehu signs for you, the real money for the execution of the project is rechanneled back to Malam Shehu. And at the end of the day, there will be no enough for you to be able to execute it. The alliance is a weak alliance.
According to the president of Ijaw National Congress, Professor Benjamin Okaba, said the strongest weapon of the people is unity to stop the crisis in the region over managing resources.
The greatest weapon we have as a people is our unity. Yes, because you can see over time the Niger Delta region is bedeviled with a lot of inter-ethnic crisis. Inter-ethnic crisis, either the Ikweris are fighting these other people, the Ijaws are fighting the Shekiris, or these other people are fighting this and all that, over ownership and management of our resources. And in most cases, these crises are frustrated by external forces who believe that divide and rule or putting our people against themselves, we provide a platform for them to penetrate. And while we are fighting, they are doing the other thing and all that. So the call is on everybody, all of us to come together and identify the fact that the things that bind us together, our current issues, our resources, our environment, our challenges, our opportunities are far, far greater than those things that divide us. Those things that divide us. Unity is very paramount. And with unity, we can deal with our common enemy. Right? On the PIB, the Niger Delta board that has been lingering, issues have been lingering, and many other issues of environmental degradation that are common to all of us. They are better handled when we coerce our efforts together, when we put our strategies together.
Today, we're all conversant with the challenges we have as a people and the need for us to come together as individual ethnic nationalities to coerce our efforts towards dealing with a challenge that has become common. So my charge to FEND is that we must remain focused. Yes, we are working within a political space, a corrupt political space. And one of the greatest challenges you might be facing as a group is that when they see us as a challenge, they will penetrate and begin to introduce politics of divide and rule. At some point, they might throw the carrot. They might extend invitations. They might come in several other ways and deceive us into forming alliance with them to kill ourselves. Because the problem of the Niger Delta has always been the Niger Delta. Because Nigeria needs a forensic audit. This country needs to be audited.
In Bayelsa State, Mildred Choma, Ben TV News.